What's up, people? Welcome to Conversations with Chike Evans. I am Chike Evans, and we are going to have a great episode today. My guest, DJ Jahad Russaw, will be my special guest. If you don't know who he is, look him up on your Google. What's up, y'all? I'm back. Sorry, I'm back. How is everyone doing? My Boston friend, you came back. What's up, Montreal? Montreal, we gotta talk. I have to call you. Please go by the official YouTube page, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. I appreciate it. I sent you the invite, Josh. Montreal, you looking at this working? Aren't you working? Miss Helene, welcome to the room. And hello. And when are you gonna come in here? That's who I really want to talk to. You know what, Josh? Do you have the latest version of Instagram? That seems to be the issue with some of my guests. What's up, Miss Helene? I haven't seen you since the gala. I'm doing well. I'm blessed. I cannot complain. If I did, I'd be telling a lie. What up? What up? Welcome, y'all. Beautiful to hear. I love that. Now I need you to schedule a date to come talk to me.
There we go. There we go.
Cuz
What's going on? Took a second, but we here.
it's all right. It's all good. I was
How you
speaking
living?
to I'm living well. I was just speaking with your grandmom in the room.
No, I see. I see. How you doing, Grandma? What's up, Grandma?
So, um, finally we're here. I've been wanting to do this for a while.
Yes,
So
sir.
I'm glad we're finally here. Do you have your glass?
Yes, I do. Right here.
I just want to salute you on your Grammy win. A long time ago, when I saw you in a video when you were a little kid and you was dancing around, I was like, that's the one. That's the one. Congratulations, Cuzzo.
Appreciate it, man. Yo, it's a long time coming. Many more to come. I appreciate that.
Hmm.
All
So
right.
I'm going to be jumping all over the place because I like to tell a story with my interviews.
Got you.
So, when I met you, last time I saw you was at the gala. Let's talk about that gala for a little bit. That was insanely on fire. Insanely.
Yes. Yes. It was a great time.
And it was good to see all these beautiful people come together for a good cause. And the good cause is autism awareness and education. Tell me how you feel about that night and all the things that came along with it and your participation in it because you were the DJ.
Yes, I was one of a few DJs, I ain't gonna
Yeah.
lie. But it meant so much to me personally because my own experience being my younger brother's closest in age, I've experienced the ups and downs and the trials and tribulations that come with being a part of raising an autistic kid and being a brother to a person on the spectrum. So there was a point where I did see that people lacked the education on it. So it's good to see that people are now investing not only time, money, and just attention to it in that capacity. Even Jersey showed up, for lack of better terms. It was such a great time.
Yeah.
Um, everybody else who was involved, all the other people who got honored, got awards, everybody who showed out to perform, Mike Epps, Redman, Tretch, everybody involved. It was just such a great thing to see, especially being involved in it as my mom's son, of course, and seeing how much she has put time into not only autism awareness, but my little brother himself, you know? So it was a very, very good thing to see. It warmed my heart, if you will.
Yeah, yeah. So for the sake of people that haven't or will probably never have the opportunity to meet Ryder, you explain who your baby brother is and the essence of his spirit to you.
Okay. Well, I'll start by saying my dad coined it best. We like to call Ryder the gift, you know, because uh, it's literally that. It's a gift to be a part of somebody's life in that capacity. And when Ryder was born, I was only 8, keep in mind. So I had a lot of learning to do in my own way, you know, being around him. It would be at first challenging, confusing, but as I grew in my own experience and saw, you know, how the world would sometimes like to put everything in a box and say, oh, it's that, it's this, let's just coin it this. No, I mean, the beauty of autism is not every particular case is the same. You know, they
Right,
have similarities, but they're all different. They're all just a little different. But so are we, you know, it doesn't make them any less capable of living a regular life, of being able to be in this society and not only contribute, but maintain some sense of normalcy, if you will.
right.
So I'm definitely veering off. My little brother is one of the smartest people that I actually do know, and his brain, his smartness, it doesn't come from a place of where he can express it fully, but the more I've gotten to know him, the more I've realized, oh, you're smarter than me in a lot of capacities. You know exactly what's going on. Like,
Yeah,
and it's funny, you know. I definitely tend to find humor in certain things that he does, his little quirks, and you know, I've gotten to know him so well and watched him grow at this point. He's 19 and it's just crazy. But my little brother is my best friend, my everything, you know. And yeah, without him, I probably wouldn't have grown into the man I am today, along with the
amen.
parents that raised me.
Right, right. Amen. Amen. Well said, Josh. Well said. Um, so you won a Grammy, brother.
True.
What does that what does
The
that
team.
feel
Well,
like?
let me say this: the team, everybody involved. I'm trying to keep it as humble as possible. I'm just a small portion, and Duran, he took a chance on me. So I got to shout out Duran for that. One of
Hmm.
my favorite artists that I ever got the chance to work with.
Wow.
So I'm sorry. I cut you off.
No, 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 no. I'm loving it. I'm loving all of it. Simply because you are humble like that. I watched you in an interview. Well, it was your mom's interview, and you were in the background, and you were going to I think a Grammy party, and you were just
Yeah.
in the back in the cut, being so quiet, and she was like plugging you, and you just kind of winced up. Are you shy?
The craziest part is growing up, most people would always, even my grandma and most of my family know I was a performer. I was always down to be on stage singing songs, but I wouldn't say I'm shy, but yet I've had to learn how to harness that energy because sometimes it can be a bit much. And even to myself, it can be overwhelming. So in those moments where I do get excited, I try to realize, okay, pull back and just kind of savor the moment and let that
Yeah,
excitement kind of take you through the night or let it kind of, you know, stretch out over time versus trying to
yeah,
get it all out in one moment, you know.
yeah, yeah. Very mature, very mature. So what does that feel like? Tell me how your excitement level. What goes through one's mind when you find out that you put this piece of work out in the universe and it was well received enough to win one of the highest accolades it could win?
Honestly, it was literally the most overwhelming feeling of my life. And it was funny because after that Grammy party that I went to with my mother the night prior, I had hosted another one over in Hollywood that I was DJing at. A lot of my friends came out and celebrated me. And this is before we had won. So in my mind, I'm like, even if we lose, I'm just happy to be here.
Right.
And I kind of underestimated the next morning of, okay, when you're watching it, your heart's going to be beating very fast when the announcement comes. And I was sitting there by myself, just waiting. And of course, Jimmy Jam is the one who came out and presented it. He is like one of the gods to me. You know, New
Same here.
Edition, that whole era, Janet Jackson, there, and especially what he did with Janet Lewis's time with Prince. I just love everything they've done. So seeing him bring it out, my brother even said to me, he was like, "That was an omen. That was a good sign." So when he announced it, I honestly did not know what to do with myself. I
Wow.
was very ecstatic, and just being a part of it in such a small capacity and knowing that, oh wow, this is real. We're here now. Like, all right. So yeah, I definitely teared up. I cried, called my sister, called my family, my mom and my dad. Got on the phone with my brother and my close friends, and we took some shots, for lack of better terms.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, yeah. But other than that, it was just appreciating, excuse me, the moment of, you know, it took a minute, but we got here the right way. We wasn't
Right.
asking for handouts. We wasn't trying to be seen. We was just trying to make good music. That's all that I've ever been trying to do. So
Right.
it definitely was the best feeling so far that I've ever had in my career, music wise. Because I've been producing for like 10 years. So yeah,
Wow.
it, that's
Well,
the best way to put it.
technically, it's been longer than that, technically, because there was a song that I liked that you did 13 years ago. It was called Up.
Wow. Wow. You know what's funny about Up? I made that when I was in seventh grade, actually. Like, and I think about, dang, that was wow. You just hit me with a real unreleased record. I thought, yeah, and that's funny. I recorded that on my sister's computer. China was the one who, happy birthday, China, by the way.
Oh,
Today
happy
is her
birthday,
birthday.
China Doll.
Happy birthday to China. But she was the one who really taught me how to record myself and produce myself on, Logic and GarageBand. Simple startup story,
Hmm.
but she's the one who made it easy for me in a sense. Like you could just do it right here. You ain't got to go and book a studio session just to get an idea out. So
Right.
once I learned how to do that and add a little bit of auto tune on my voice, I was like, I bet I'm gonna drop this little Wiz Khalifa remix. But that's crazy. That's crazy that you brought
Yeah.
that up.
And even like before that, and I said you were the kid in the video that was dancing around. It was something about you that spoke to that you were going to do good things in the music industry because you seemed like a ham a little bit. And the camera was on and you jumped right into motion. So I was like, that's the one. That's the one. Talk to me a little bit about your influences back in the day, like when you were young. What is your earliest um uh, like your first in inspiration from music, if you can remember? Some people can go back to like 3 or 4.
No, yeah. It definitely started. Well, I feel like the obvious answer is my mom,
Mm-hmm.
which is I'd be lying if I didn't say it started with them early studio sessions when I would be like, let's say 3 or 4, while
Mm-hmm.
she was recording faithfully. That's when I learned how to kind of love the process and kind of be like, whoa, this is what mom does. That sounds cool. And dad's on the board, executive producing. He has the ear. I'm like, okay, I'm curious about that. Outside of that, I want to say it really started with, um, it started with the likes of like the B2Ks. It started with Ja Rule on 106 in Park. Little
Yeah.
Bow Wow, because that is the era that I technically did grow up in. So I have to acknowledge that, though I am such an old soul. So once I learned how to dig deeper than that, the day that my dad introduced me to New Edition, everything changed. That was and still is my biggest inspiration in terms of how to carry yourself as a young man, boy to man, and still having the standards of the old school, but putting your own flair and flavor on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I always give them the credit and say to this day, they're the greatest group of all time. Um, they've especially earned that right now. I've seen them
Mm-hmm.
live a few times, and I consider Bobby, Mike, I definitely consider them like uncles.
Mm-hmm.
But New Edition, when I really dug deep into their whole catalog, not just them as a group, Ralph's solo catalog, Belle Biv DeVoe, Johnny, and of course Bobby, but seeing that I looked at them and I looked at every other group in R&B, and I was like, ain't nobody's been able to do what they did, like as a
They're
whole.
technically they are the first super black male supergroup.
Yeah, and of course the Temps and the Jacksons came before them, but I feel like, with all due respect, they've even done something that they couldn't do.
Right. I think that it was slightly different though, because each facet of New Edition has done great things, big things, and then come back
Exactly.
together and they're still here.
And no, I will say 100%. Once I dug deep onto New Edition's catalog, that's what led me into the old soul part of me. And I'm missing the inspiration of Jay Dilla and Q-Tip. Those are my favorite producers, 100%. My uncle was the first one to introduce, my uncle Tyke. He introduced me and my brother to Slum Village. We were about 3 years old. My brother was probably 4, and we was in the back of his truck bumping Fantastic Volume 2, and that changed our life.
Wow.
Like, we didn't know
Wow.
why, but as I grew to understand Dilla's process and all of that, and Q-Tip's role in that, Tribe Called Quest, of course,
Hmm.
that's a whole nother layer. The Soulquarians, they definitely have a whole point of inspiration for me.
Yeah. That's some good stuff. And so when it comes to R&B, like where do you live? I know you
I
told me
mean,
Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, they're like my favorite of all time. That's like,
I just stated definitely the first few, so I'm gonna leave
yeah.
them off the list. That's the obvious. Where I live, shoot, it consists of my mood. I'll throw on some H Town in the car. I've been definitely on H Town a lot lately because I feel like I didn't get to know their catalog enough. So lately, I've been tapping into that. I love Tina Marie.
Yeah.
Um, I love it's hard to even just name a bunch. Let me get into the newer artists. Jay Don, I love what he's doing. Big fan of, shoot, I'm having a blank. It's so many, so many great artists that I listen to on a daily, but it switches. But the ones that never change, of course, you got New Edition, you got Usher, you got Chris Brown. Um, I'll throw Genuine in there. Kenny Green intro. I'm a
Mm.
big fan of them,
Mhm.
and most people would not expect that from me, but I dig that deep into
Wow.
the
You digging
writing.
back in my time.
Exactly, exactly. Shoot, Tony Thompson, high five. Big fan
Hmm.
of their work and Tony's voice. I definitely would always try to mimic him in a certain way. But it goes all over the place. Like I said, it goes literally all over the place.
And I'm sure with, the DJ skills and having to please the crowd, you have to be all over the place for work.
I mean, yeah, pretty much. That's you said it best.
When did you start DJing?
I started DJing fresh out of high school, so that's 2016. So that's 10 years now. And it was just something that I would do at the house just to, pass time and still be involved in music. And it was more of a hobby. And I didn't really start taking it serious until two people told me to. Of course, one, my dad, he was telling me, dude, on top of producing and trying to pursue a career in artistry, you should add DJing to the bunch because you know music. All you got to learn is how to transition well and learn how to do the basics, and, you know, it'll come naturally. I listened, but I didn't really follow through until I was DJing at my mom's house one time in the backyard with my uncles, C's, and Bang, everybody was there, Kiss. And then Kiss came up to the computer. He didn't realize I was spinning on the computer. He was like, yo, you doing that off the computer? I was like, yeah. He's like, you better start, you gotta get some tables. I was like, okay, if he's saying it, then maybe I should go get some tables and start, because all right, that's my dad and him. All right, that's enough. So that's when I really started taking it serious, and it's the best choice I ever made. I've been spinning across LA. I've done a few shows with my mom. We did Barclays, which was the biggest honor, doing a crowd like that. But yeah, I also just love doing it. It's so much fun and it's peaceful,
Yeah.
which most people wouldn't expect because of the noise, but it's somewhat therapy. It's therapeutic to go to a club and have a role instead of just being there to party.
Right. Right. And then it's also something because you can feel the energy from the crowd and you kind of can control it.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
100%. And shout out to all my DJs that I keep close to me, you know, Marv, DJ Paul, Vanna, shoot, Rad, list goes on and on. Everybody at Girls Love R&B. It's so many great DJs out here that I've worked with that I've learned so much from. Briggs. Um, and they've been open to giving me a lot of knowledge and being receptive of my own knowledge too. And they don't look at me like, oh, who is you? You get here just because of somebody. It's like, no, we equally respect each other. So
Mm-hmm.
I got to show love to all the DJs who've been community and kind of taught me along the way as well. So
Right. I mean, with you being exposed to so many artists as a young person, it probably seems like, or like, how did it feel for the first time you you had an admiration for an artist and then here they come walking through your front door? How does that feel?
whew. Yeah, it's exactly how you'd imagine it feels for anybody. It's like, oh shoot, that's so and so. Like, and they here, they eating with mom and pop. We kind of just look. The one that I think of the most is when we lived in Alpharetta. We were blocks away from Whitney and Bobby. RP Auntie Whitney, you know, that's love. RP Bobby Chris, Bobby Jr. You know, they was like
Yeah.
family to us, but for some reason, I was a kid. I didn't know. I only saw her as the fairy godmom from Cinderella. So in my mind, I'm like, oh shoot, that's the lady from the TV. So it definitely felt away, but I didn't really start to grasp the knowledge of it until
Yeah.
we got old enough to the point where they really had to talk with us and sat us down and made us as siblings realize, okay, I know we're mom and dad, but we're gonna really let you know who Biggie Smalls is and who this person is, and it
Yeah.
doesn't make us any less of a family, but you still should know this
Right.
in a sense.
Right.
So it came easy with parents like I had.
Yeah. Yeah. That's dope. And the fact that, look, I asked your mom one time about you all and how talented you all were. And each individual child has their own talent. And I was asking her, I think I asked her one time if any of you were going to pursue the business. And she said that you were all talented and you were all doing your own thing. And whatever you were going to do was what you were going to do. There was no pressure from her. She gives thumbs up when she likes something, but she's not really involved in the minutia of what you're doing. And I applaud all of you for taking the initiative to find your own paths.
No, I appreciate that. No,
Yeah,
for real. And I know both of my siblings can attest. They appreciate that too. All my siblings, you know. But that's a fact. She never told us what we had or what you should be doing. She was more so whatever you decide to do, just like my dad would say, like just try to be the best at it. You
right.
know, she would support, but yet she wasn't ever pressuring any of us to get into music. To you got to continue the family legacy. You got to carry this brass ring, which is, you know, that could be a lot of pressure to anybody. But
Yeah,
she's 100% right. There was never an inclination of I had to do this. But what she didn't realize was naturally being around you two, who, when I say you two, I mean my parents, who are some of the most creative people that I know, it's naturally going to happen. It's like one of us was bound to get into it, at least.
yeah,
And I know China's into it too, but when I say one of us, that's on average. One of us
right,
was bound to. Like,
right. I mean, it was too much for you not to. And just like you, China, you know, in the beginning, you know, she was with your mom all the time, so her exposure was great. And to grow up and still be humble like that, you know, your mom did an excellent job. Excellent.
shouts out to mom, always. Come on. Come on now. That's why we share the same birthday, which most people don't know.
That's right. That's right. And how, I mean, I'm sure those parties are like crazy. I mean, for you both to have your birthdays together. Tell me about the parties.
Believe it or not, not really. Like the last time we did celebrate together was about 2 years ago. And before that, you know, it would be when I was a kid. But after a certain age, she would just let me do my thing because she knew that. And I would let her do her thing because it's like, we're going to find a way to celebrate. But we didn't really start doing that until recently. Actually, we had a boat party in Marina Del Rey and it was really
Well,
fun. A lot of my
that's
family
what
and
I was
friends were
about to
there.
bring up because that was lit. I wish I was there. That
Yeah,
was lit.
it was lit. It was lit. And I'm pretty sure this year we're gonna do something nice because
Yeah.
it might as well.
I told her when she hits the road again that she needs to pull you from the behind the ones and twos and do a duet with her. She said that might happen. She said it might happen.
I'll even admit I gotta earn that. Like, there's some people who would kill to be in that position. I gotta earn that, and I will go through
Well,
the
she
process
thinks
to
you
earn
can.
it.
She thinks you can.
I'm Again, me being humble. I know I could hit a couple notes if I have to. It would just have to be the right song where it's like I'm not trying to outperform you. I can't do what you do, but if it's the right part, like I can hit the Carl Thomas if you need me to.
That was my
Like,
request. That was my request. Can't believe.
okay, if you're talking a record like that, I could do
Yeah.
that. That's
Okay.
simple.
Okay. All
I'll try to do Carl Thomas. I'll honor him as best as I can. You
right.
know,
That's what's up. So what next? Birdie told me you have a project coming.
I do. I do. It is currently untitled, but I'm in the process. I've been in the process of working on music for as long as I've been DJing. I've been in a couple of collectives, groups that didn't fully pan out, and I've just been grinding it out. Trying to suit and see what's best for me. I've had a lot of demos that didn't end up coming out because of personal things and maybe the time wasn't right, but lately I've been more focused on it and trying to just not put too much pressure on it, just drop some music. So yeah, by the summer I'm definitely going to have a project out, whether it's an EP, just a compilation of a couple of songs. Again, I'm not trying to make it a bigger deal than it is, but yet whatever I do put out, I want the public to really enjoy and see that I did put work into it and I wasn't just trying to throw something to the crowd.
Right. Right. I I'd like to know how does it work nowadays in the industry with people trying to work with someone like you? Because it's a lot different than what it used to be, especially if you're on an independent level. The maneuvering is different. Explain that to me a little bit.
Well, it's definitely, in my opinion, it's subjective to the artist and the creative. If I'm speaking from my own experience, just be honest and be real about what your intentions are. Don't lead with the intentions of, all right, how we gonna get this bread? How we gonna get paid? And there's nothing wrong with that, but I've always felt that we're already in this time where anybody can do it, and everybody's just trying
Right.
to gain something out of it monetarily, if you will. But the love of the art is kind of lost. I'm not saying everybody has to sing like a Faith Evans or a Whitney Houston and go to the. You don't have to be just as good as our predecessors, but you could still show that you love the art in your own way. You could still put in the effort. So it's just, I know it's a cliche, but consistency. Um, it's reaching out. Don't be afraid to hit somebody in the DM, like, hey, I just want to send you some stuff. Where could I reach you? If they got an email, send them a pack. Let them know you sent them a pack of beats or send them some demos. And you'll be surprised, like the reaction you'll get. That's what I'll be waiting for all the time. Like I'll post on my story. Anybody got beats? Let me know. And I might get one or two producers who send me something, but I'd be shocked that some people might be nervous. That I'm like, oh, I don't know if he doesn't. It's like, I want to hear it, especially when
Mm,
it comes to R&B. I'm definitely looking for more people who are vying for that same sound as I am,
yeah.
and want to create that same sound. And it doesn't mean bringing back an old sound, being inspired by what we love, but making it our own,
Right.
still keeping
Right.
that modern
Amen.
touch.
Yeah. Yeah. Just this past Saturday, I was with Rufus Black at his showcase event in
Uncle
Philly,
Rufus, Uncle Pickaboo.
and he opened up a forum and gave all these artists space to be able to give an audience what they have to offer. And I thought it was the most beautiful thing because so many people resounded and collectively took these people in. So they have a whole brand new set of fans simply because Rufus opened up this space for them and gave them a platform to get it out.
That's really dope,
And I
honestly.
thought that was a beautiful thing. And I say it like that, but in the artist world, that is almost like church because you don't normally get that.
That's true. That was
You don't normally
well
get
put.
that. Yeah.
Well put.
And, and I'm hoping that he may listen to this, and I would love for him to take that and tour that the cities
Yeah.
like around the nation, because that is um, a different kind of American Idol.
Yeah, and it's even I see the analogy, but it's even not even the pressure of an American Idol. It's more of a jam session vibe, you know? I feel like, especially living where I live in Los Angeles, I love it out here, but the music scene being based out here, there is a lot of pressure because a lot of people assume you have to act a certain way and be a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
It's like in that facet, that's where I hate to make this reference, but it's like, bro, it's 2026. It's not 19 so and so. The egos are dropped, bro. People got phones now. Like just be yourself, and you'll be shocked how far that might take you. You ain't
Right,
gotta have a gimmick anymore. If you want to take it that route, by all means, do that. But you don't have to feel like you got to follow if so and so is working for him, then maybe I got to start doing that. It's like, well, that's subjective. It's kind of like how people might feel like about a certain dish. Not everybody likes certain cut steaks, certain rare, but some steaks might need to be made that way because that's how that steak is supposed to be made. It's all about
right.
preference. It's all about different tastes. I feel like, but the best thing that I feel like never goes out of style is just being yourself,
Absolutely,
no matter who that is. You know.
absolutely. I think that a lot of people waste a lot of time doing that very thing, and then they wonder where the years went. The years went you chasing something that you were never going to catch because it's not you.
Maybe it never even existed. Like it was just a
That
figment
part.
of your imagination.
That
It's
part.
that proverbial brass ring. It's like, okay, but even something as big as, a lot of people that have had conversations since the Grammy, it's like, how you feeling? That's an overwhelming question when you get in a lump sum because it's like, I mean, I still do feel the same. Like I didn't get the keys to a golden house because I still got to grind to get it where I can, like most people,
Yeah,
but it helps. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not about to let that be the lead of the hi, how you doing? Grammy or not. It's like it's just another notch under the belt, but I hope to get more. This isn't the end. Just see it
right,
as this is what it's supposed to be. It's a huge honor, but now it's time to work even harder,
right, right,
you know.
right. I
But
get that.
ego aside, being yourself, I feel like that's what's helped me, just realizing that you are better when you just are being yourself and people draw to you when you're just being yourself.
Yeah,
So that's what honestly got me to that point of even meeting a person like Duran and him wanting me to be a part of this project.
yeah. How is he behind the scenes artistically? Describe you working with him.
Believe it or not, it's a funny story actually. It's kind of reminiscent of like foreign exchange, Fonte and Nicolet's dynamic. I knew Duran subtly, but I really met him for the first time. It was on a flight. Me and my brother were coming back from Atlanta, and we saw him on a flight going back to LA too. We just dapped him up because we knew him on Instagram. He's
Hmm.
close with my mom. He knows my
Hmm.
sister.
Hmm.
And one day I was literally making beats, cooking up, and I was posting them on my Instagram story. He happened to see it. He responded to one of them. He was like, "You made that?" I'm like, "Yeah, I make beats." He's like, "Send me some stuff." I was like, "All right, okay, bet." Sent him about, I'm gonna say 5 beats. He took one, and he said he really was drawn to this one. He liked the other ones, but he likes this one. I'm like,
Hmm.
okay, cool, do it. What you want to do with it, honestly. Couple months passed, he's still communicating with me. Yo, my team really loves this song. I'm like, okay, bet, cool, sounds good. Yo, the team's really adamant. And then months pass, his album release date is about to come. Then he starts talking with me about the business. I'm like, oh, it's really happening. Wow, okay, cool, bet. So I'm making the album. And yeah, it was such a simple process. Most people would think it came with like this studio session. We was there. It happened that naturally. And that's the way
Hmm.
I like it because that made me and Duran in a certain sense, like I consider him a brother for life, but it was also just some simple computer work, communication like that. That's why I brought up the example of you be shocked if just reaching out or posting that
Yeah,
beat and sending that
yeah,
pack.
Yeah.
That'll get you. Like when I got
Yeah.
on the album, this was the last place I expected to be. Though he was nominated the year prior for his first time, I knew it was a possibility. But again, that humble mentality. Don't put so much pressure on that. Just be happy to be a part of a great artist like him, a respected artist,
Right.
who can actually
Yeah.
sing, excuse my French, sing his ass off.
Yeah. He definitely can. Definitely can. And I like that he he's very eclectic, and that's a sound that we don't have too much of anymore. Not too many people have that sound. So he's refreshing.
Definitely.
It's a throwback
And
to
it's
me.
like it's kind of a comedy undertone too, because he's not afraid to make you laugh on stage and flex his vote. He's not worried about showcasing how much he can sing. He's like, this is
Right.
how much I can sing. I can turn the Muffin Man into a classic record, which
Right.
is hilarious to me. But it's like you said, we need more of that type of energy.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
reminds me of so many people. Like it reminds me of Lil Richard. It reminds me of trying to think that era, especially like Chuck Berry, almost like back when personality was a part of it, and that's all he
Yeah.
had is black acts,
Right. Exactly.
But he's the
Exactly.
modern day embodiment of that to me. Sorry to cut you off.
No, no, no. No, no. I could definitely see him getting into, if he's even open to it, possibly making Broadway because of all of that. I could see him on Broadway.
I feel like that would come naturally for him,
Hmm.
and we all know
Hmm.
that.
Hmm.
That would easily come naturally for him. But yeah, again, and one thing I do appreciate about him, he's very family oriented. His dad is and his mom are his management, and they stay around him. They support everything he does. And meeting his dad gave me some of the best game in terms of business and how to be grounded as an independent artist and stay the course. And that was even more just rewarding. Like, oh, thank you, man. Like that was,
Hmm.
and thank you for letting me be a part of this. Like they
Yeah,
really hooked it up for me. So I
that's
got to shout
beautiful.
them out too. Thank you to Duran and the whole team involved. Everybody who was on the album, the whole album is killer. You know,
Yeah. It is. It is. It's a work of art.
you know.
Have you have you met any of your heroes that let you down?
Woo. Man, I don't want to throw nobody under the
No
bus,
names.
man.
No names. No names. No names. No names.
Nah, I mean, of course I have.
Okay.
And even if that's why after a certain point, my one thing my dad always taught me, you can admire people, have, what I'm saying, heroes in the sense of, dang, that's, I'm a wrestling fan, so
Hmm.
I was a kid who's like, yo, The Rock is the best, John Cena, but especially people who I admired their work and their craft. My dad gave me one of the biggest gems at a certain age of never have here. You can admire people, but don't make them your hero. Don't idolize people
Right.
because even if they're not trying to, you're going to find a way to be disappointed by them. They're going to do something or say something you might not agree with. And that's
Mhm.
not their fault, but that's maybe you investing a little much too much time into them.
Yeah.
Like, and expecting them to be this person that you had in your head, And of course, again, I've met several people who let me down and says like, okay, that nigga, he was kind of a hole. He was doing that. She was kind of rude, but again, who am I? Like,
Right. Right.
so more power to those people. And yeah, I have.
What dates do you have coming up? Because I know you have some shows coming up, some events.
Well, first date I have coming up is this Friday. Actually, I'm doing my buddy Fabo, who just dropped a great project. It's I'm having a blank. Ratchet and Blues by Fabo. He's having a release party and a celebration at Soul House out here, and I'm gonna be spending there. Shout out to Fabo. Y'all go stream that. Then after that, I will be DJing at Rancho Cienega Park, Baldwin Hills, as we call it, my home turf where I used to play football. My mom is hosting a autism awareness, basically an event, like an outdoor event. It's gonna be It's gonna be games, music, performers. I'm gonna be on the ones and twos,
Yeah.
and that's gonna be so much fun. It's gonna be such a full circle moment. And you
Is that the one
can
that you have to
definitely,
register for? Is that the one you have to register for to go?
I believe so. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
I just wanted to let them know in case they were going to pop up. You got to
Y'all
register
certified?
first.
Hey, come support, man. Come support, straight up. And all the info should be on my mom's page. If it's locked up there, so you can't miss it. And of course, you should catch me at any of the next, not the next one coming up this weekend, but the soon Girls Love R&B parties that my man Kyle throws. And it's a dope event that he's had me involved with. That is, the name says it all. The first one I did with him, we hosted with Jazzy, and it's just a nice lifestyle event that we do out here. That in his words, he's just trying to make a safe environment, a cool, chill environment for women to enjoy good R&B. Fellas could come too, but we ain't trying to make it a pressured environment. Like, we're here to just listen to good, and we mean good R&B, not throwback to you is 2008. We playing
Right.
Shaka Khan,
Right.
we playing
Right.
Shalimar, we're playing all that, and
Right.
we're not gonna throw on the twerk music for you. We gotta keep it classy in a sense. Keep it grown and sexy.
Yeah.
Rest in peace
Right.
to Andre
Exactly.
Harrell. Um, but yeah, you should catch me at that very, very soon in the near future. But anything that I am at, it's gonna be on my page. So I'll give everybody a chance to grab the link to the tickets, get their space in, and I'm gonna be out there for the next few months. So you should catch
Okay.
me very soon, and
All
especially
right.
at the next gala too. It's already locked
Oh,
in. I'll be DJing there too.
listen, they already asked me to be aboard, brother. I'm there.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Just got to figure out what to wear.
I mean, that's always, come on now. Come with your best dress.
So
But yeah.
I'm not going to keep you. I have a segment that I do at the end where I ask my guests to do a manifestation for whatever it is. But I like to use my portal for people to put that out there to the universe. Have at it.
Shoot, man. I feel like I did already say it earlier, but I'll say it again. Be yourself. Manifest yourself. Put yourself first in areas, but always, if you can, try to think of others, especially when it's a selfless act. Try to do things that are good for your heart while nobody's watching. Stay prayed up, stay prayed up, stay prayed up, stay prayed up, stay prayed up. And, move with love. That's another one,
Yeah.
because I feel like there's so much going on in the world right now, that's trying to keep us away from actually moving with love and intention, and it's so much stuff to be upset about and be negative about. But not to say that we can't live in the reality that, yeah, it's pretty messed up, but
Yeah.
like we always do as a people, we gonna get through this, you know.
Right.
So
Right.
move with love and be kind to others, and again, be yourself.
DJ Jahad Russaw, thank you for your time and energy. I
Thank you.
appreciate you. And I'm glad that we could finally get this done.
Yes, sir, man. No, for real.
Yeah.
This was a great talk. Come on now, great conversation, if you will. And you already know I appreciate you, man. Good talking with you, family.
Likewise. Be blessed. And if I don't see you before, I'll see you at the gala.
Yes, sir. All right,
All
take it
right, brother.
easy.
All right, be blessed.